This session is at formerly Donnybrooke Speedway in Brainerd, Minnesota, USA. Matheus Noli from Brazil is first. Riley Gallardo from United States is P2. Andreas Specht from Italy is P3. Kevin Woodward from Canada is 4th. Victor Martins from Brazil is 5th. Panzeref 1 is 6th. Walter Phillips from United States is 7th. Gordon Jacobson from United States is 8th. Akil R is 9th. Jen Markov from Canada is P10. Matheus Noli is first.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Riley Gallardo is second. Andreas Specht in T1, turn 1 is third. Riley Gallardo in T2, turn 2 is P3. Andreas Specht is P3. Victor Martins is P5. Panzeref 1 in T6, turn 6 is 6th. Panzeref 1 passed Victor Martins for P5. Victor Martins is P6. Walter Phillips on lap 1 is P8, 0.5 behind Gordon Jacobson. Riley Gallardo is P2, 0.1 behind Matheus Noli. Kevin Woodward is 4th, 0.1 behind Andreas Specht. Victor Martins is 6th, 0.1 behind Panzeref 1. Gordon Jacobson in T2, turn 2 on lap 2 is P8, 0.1 behind Walter Phillips. Riley Gallardo in T4, turn 4 is second, 0.5 behind Matheus Noli. Kevin Woodward from Canada is P4, 0.4 behind Andreas Specht. Victor Martins in T7, turn 7 is P6, 0.4 behind Panzer F1. Riley Gallardo on lap 2 is second, 0.2 behind Matthias Noli. Victor Martins in T10, turn 10 is 6th, 0.5 behind Panzer F1. Riley Gallardo on lap 3 is second, 0.1 behind Matthias Noli. Victor Martins in T1, turn 1 is 6th, 0.2 behind Panzer F1. Riley Gallardo is second. Victor Martins in T3, turn 3 is 6th, 0.3 behind Panzer F1. Riley Gallardo in T5, turn 5 on lap 3 is second, 0.2 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward is fourth, 0.4 behind Andreas Specht. Gordon Jacobson in T7, turn 7 is P8, 0.3 behind Walter Phillips. Riley Gallardo in T10, turn 10 is second. Kevin Woodward is P4. Victor Martins is P6, 0.5 behind Panzer F1. Kevin Woodward is fourth, 0.1 behind Andreas Specht. Victor Martins from Brazil is 6th, 0.4 behind Panzer F1. Riley Gallardo in T4, turn 4 is P2, 0.3 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward is fourth, 0.3 behind Andreas Specht. Victor Martins in T7, turn 7 is P6, 0.4 behind Panzer F1. Riley Gallardo is P2, 0.2 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward is P4, 0.4 behind Andreas Specht. Riley Gallardo is P2, 0.2 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward in T1, turn 1 is P4, 0.1 behind Andreas Specht. Riley Gallardo is P2, 0.3 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward is 4th, 0.3 behind Andreas Specht. Victor Martins is P6, 0.4 behind Panzer F1. Riley Gallardo is 2nd, 0.2 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward is P4, 0.6 behind Andreas Specht. Riley Gallardo is 2nd, 0.1 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward is 4th, 0.1 behind Andreas Specht. Walter Phillips in T2, turn 2 is P6, 0.4 ahead of Victor Martins. Walter Phillips lost P6 to Victor Martins. Riley Gallardo in T4, turn 4 on lap 6 is 2nd, 0.2 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward is P4, 0.6 behind Andreas Specht. Riley Gallardo is P2, 0.1 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward in T10, turn 10 is P4, 0.2 behind Andreas Specht. Victor Martins is P6, 0.5 behind Panzer F1. Kevin Woodward in T1, turn 1 is P4. Victor Martins in T2, turn 2 is P6. Matthias Noli is P2, 0.2 behind Riley Gallardo. Kevin Woodward in T5, turn 5 is P4, 0.4 behind Andreas Specht. Victor Martins in T6, turn 6 is 6th, 0.4 behind Panzer F1. Matthias Noli is 2nd, 0.2 behind Riley Gallardo. Victor Martins is 6th, 1.1 behind Panzer F1. Matthias Noli in T1, turn 1 is P2, 0.1 behind Riley Gallardo. Panzer F1 is P5, 1.3 ahead of Victor Martins. Panzer F1 is now 5th. Matthias Noli is P3, 0.3 behind Riley Gallardo. Kevin Woodward in T7, turn 7 is 5th, 0.9 behind Andreas Specht. Matthias Noli on lap 8 is 3rd, 0.4 behind Riley Gallardo. Kevin Woodward from Canada is 5th, 1.2 behind Andreas Specht. Matthias Noli in T1, turn 1 is P3, 0.2 behind Riley Gallardo. Panzer F1 in T3, turn 3 on lap 9 is P6, 1.2 behind Kevin Woodward. Matthias Noli is 3rd, 0.2 behind Riley Gallardo. Kevin Woodward is P5, 0.5 behind Andreas Specht. Matthias Noli on lap 9 is P3, 0.1 behind Riley Gallardo. Kevin Woodward in T10, turn 10 is 5th, 0.5 behind Andreas Specht. Andreas Specht is 5th battling Kevin Woodward. Matthias Noli from Brazil in T2, turn 2 is P3, 0.1 behind Riley Gallardo. The leader has just finished the race. Jen Markov finished P1. Matthias Noli is P2. Riley Gallardo finished P2. Matthias Noli finished P3. Andreas Specht finished 4th. Kevin Woodward finished P5. Panzarev 1 finished 6th. Victor Martins finished P7. Walter Phillips finished P8. Akhil R finished 9th. Gordon Jacobson finished P10. session is at formerly Donnybrooke Speedway in Brainerd, Minnesota, USA. Matheus Noli from Brazil is P1. Riley Gallardo from United States is P2. Andrea Specht from Italy is P3. Kevin Woodward from Canada is 4th. Panzer F1 is P5. Victor Martins from Brazil is 6th. Walter Phillips from United States is 7th. Akil R is 8th. Gordon Jacobson from United States is 9th. Jen Markov from Canada is P10. Matheus Noli is P1.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Riley Gallardo is P2. Andrea Specht in T1, turn 1 is 2nd. Matheus Noli in T2, turn 2 is 3rd. Kevin Woodward is 4th. Panzer F1 is 5th. Victor Martins in T6, turn 6 is 6th. Akil R is P7. Walter Phillips is P8. Matheus Noli on lap 1 is 3rd, 0.1 behind Andreas Specht. Panzer F1 is 5th, 0.2 behind Kevin Woodward. Walter Phillips in T1, turn 1 is P8, 0.1 behind Akil R. Walter Phillips passed Akil R for 7th. Akil R is 8th battling Walter Phillips. Akil R passed Walter Phillips for P7. Walter Phillips is P8. Kevin Woodward is 5th, 0.1 behind Panzer F1. Walter Phillips is 8th. Matthias Noli is P8 battling Gordon Jacobson. Matthias Noli lost P8 to Gordon Jacobson. Panzer F1 in T10, turn 10 is P3, 0.1 behind Kevin Woodward. Victor Martins is P4. Andreas Specht is 7th, 0.2 behind Walter Phillips. Andreas Specht passed Walter Phillips for P6. Walter Phillips is 7th, 0.2 behind Andreas Specht. Gordon Jacobson on lap 3 is P8, 0.1 behind Walter Phillips. Victor Martins in T4, turn 4 is 4th, 0.3 behind Panzer F1. Andreas Specht is 6th, 0.4 behind Akil R. Akil R in T7, turn 7 is 6th, 0.2 behind Andreas Specht. Victor Martins is 3rd, 0.1 behind Panzer F1. Kevin Woodward in T10, turn 10 on lap 3 is 4th, 0.4 behind Victor Martins. Walter Phillips on lap 3 is P6 battling Matthias Noli. Walter Phillips is now P5. Matthias Noli is P6 battling Gordon Jacobson. Matthias Noli passed Walter Phillips for 5th. Walter Phillips is 6th. Gordon Jacobson is 7th. Best lap is a 2:12.205. Panzer F1 in T5, turn 5 is 3rd, 0.1 behind Victor Martins. Panzer F1 passed Victor Martins for P2. Victor Martins is P3, 0.1 behind Panzer F1. Kevin Woodward in T9, turn 9 is 4th, 0.1 behind Victor Martins. Walter Phillips is 7th, 0.4 ahead of Gordon Jacobson. Gordon Jacobson in T10, turn 10 is P8, 0.4 behind Walter Phillips. Kevin Woodward is 4th, 0.1 behind Victor Martins. Victor Martins is P3, 0.1 ahead of Kevin Woodward. Kevin Woodward is P4, 0.2 behind Victor Martins. Victor Martins on lap 5 is P3, 0.4 behind Panzer F1. Kevin Woodward in T7, turn 7 is P4, 0.5 behind Victor Martins. Victor Martins on lap 5 is 3rd, 0.3 behind Panzer F1. Kevin Woodward on lap 6 is P4, 0.6 behind Victor Martins. Victor Martins in T1, turn 1 is P3, 0.4 behind Panzer F1. Panzer F1 in T3, turn 3 is P3, 0.2 behind Victor Martins. Panzer F1 lost 3rd to Kevin Woodward. Andreas Specht is P6, 0.4 behind Panzer F1. Kevin Woodward in T6, turn 6 is 3rd, 0.5 behind Victor Martins. Andreas Specht is 6th battling Panzer F1. Andreas Specht passed Panzer F1 for P5. Kevin Woodward is 3rd, 0.3 behind Victor Martins. Panzer F1 is 6th, 0.7 behind Andreas Specht. Kevin Woodward in T1, turn 1 is P3, 0.2 behind Victor Martins. Victor Martins in T3, turn 3 is 3rd battling Kevin Woodward. Panzer F1 in T4, turn 4 is 6th, 0.5 behind Andreas Specht. Victor Martins from Brazil is 3rd, 0.2 behind Kevin Woodward. Kevin Woodward is P3. Andreas Specht is 5th, 1.7 ahead of Panzer F1. Panzer F1 in T2, turn 2 is P6, 1.5 behind Andreas Specht. Kevin Woodward in T4, turn 4 on lap 8 is 3rd, 0.5 behind Victor Martins. Andreas Specht is P5, 2.5 ahead of Panzer F1. Kevin Woodward on lap 8 is P3, 0.8 behind Victor Martins. Andreas Specht on lap 9 is P5, 1.3 behind Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward is P3, 0.9 behind Victor Martins. Andreas Specht from Italy is P5, 1.0 behind Matthias Noli. Andreas Specht passed Matthias Noli for 4th. Matthias Noli in T8, turn 8 is P5, 0.3 behind Andreas Specht. Kevin Woodward is P3, 1.4 behind Victor Martins. Matthias Noli in T1, turn 1 is 5th, 0.8 behind Andreas Specht. Andreas Specht is P4, 1.1 ahead of Matthias Noli. Kevin Woodward in T8, turn 8 is 3rd, 1.0 behind Victor Martins. The leader has just finished the race. Riley Gallardo finished first. Victor Martins finished second. Kevin Woodward finished P3. Andreas Specht finished P4. Matthias Noli finished 5th. Panzer F1 finished 6th. Walter Phillips finished 7th. Gordon Jacobson finished P8. Jen Markov finished 9th. Akhil R finished P10.